Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, July 17th, 2023. Thanks for watching. A quick look at our McHenry County numbers for the last 7 days. We had 149 new listings hit the market, 150 go under contract, 112 closed sales, 23 price changes, 1 expired, and we currently have 56 on the private network. Now that's the most number of new listings that we've had in at least 5 weeks of my tracking. Last week we had 132, so it's not that much up from last week. And last week we were still kind of coming off of the holiday week, so not so sure how accurate those numbers were, but we are definitely seeing more and more homes coming to market. We have also seen the return of the home sale contingency being accepted on some homes. So one of the things that we're seeing, which is great, is an opportunity for sellers to be able to write an offer with a home sale contingency. And for the last 2 years, we really have not seen that become an option for most sellers, which has tied their hands and made moving very difficult for people who were motivated. So right now we are seeing the return of some homes accepting a home sale contingency because sellers are aware that most of the buyers are going to be able to get their home sold very quickly. So having a home sale contingency is not as big of a deal as it once was before. So that's been a shift that has been great and will actually help us with inventory, because if more people can get their home sale contingency accepted, that means they're going to be able to list their home, which will add to our inventory and help us sort of relieve some of the pressure from the inventory standpoint. We still have very, low inventory. So we still only have about 1 month's inventory in all of McHenry County, 1.2 months inventory in Crystal Lake, about the same in Algonquin, Cary, and Huntley. So the way we measure months supply and inventory in the real estate world is we go by how many homes are currently listed and how long it would take to sell out of every single one of those homes if nothing else was newly hit the market. So it would take about 1 month to sell out of every single thing that is currently listed. And that's also called our absorption rate. Something to think about is 4 to 6 months inventory is a fair and balanced market, meaning it's not a buyer's market or a seller's market. Anything under 4 months inventory is a seller's market, and anything over 6 months inventory is a buyer's market. So we have had a seller's market, very strong seller's market for a number of years now, and we're not really seeing that change much. We do have more builders building homes, which is great. That is going to add to our inventory and help us with this issue. It's going to help prices stabilize. Right now, we still see multiple offers. Most homes are selling for about 100% of their current list price. Even homes that have to do a price adjustment are still selling for about 100% of their sales price or their list price. So if you have to, if you list high, it used to be that if you have to do a price reduction, you're going to take a lower percentage of that list price. So it actually shoots you in the foot to have to do a price reduction. In this market, we're not seeing that so much. We're seeing that sellers are still getting 100% of their current list price, even after they have to do a price reduction, which is also a shift in that sort of dynamic. We're seeing more buyers coming out to open houses. I had an open house yesterday. We had about 10 groups of people come through. We had lots of interest. The market is slowing down a bit, so we are seeing changes. So homes are maybe not selling the first or second day that they're on the market. We are seeing people take their time a little bit more, and that's the effect of the interest rates being higher. I talked to some of the buyers that came through my open house yesterday and said, tell me, what's your motivation? Why are you moving? Schools was a big factor. There was a couple that came through. They live in Des Plaines, and they're currently in the Elk Grove School District, and they don't really like it. They'd rather be in the Crystal Lake School District, so they're looking to buy a larger home. They're looking to be in a better school district, so that's a motivating factor. People and the feds primarily think that the interest rates are a driving factor in deciding if people are going to move or not. And while it has dampened some people's, it has cooled off the demand for sure, but it has not completely killed it. There's still a lot of people who are motivated to move, because mostly people move because of life situations. They don't move because of a low interest rate. They refinance because of a low interest rate, but they don't move because of the interest rate. So we've got to think about what motivates people to move. School systems. So we had a lot of people coming through yesterday that wanted a school system, a better school system. We had people coming through yesterday who wanted to move because they've got a gravel pit that's being put behind their house, and they were not happy about that. They were going to stay forever, but a gravel company bought the land behind them and all of a sudden they've got a gravel pit behind their house. Guess what? They're moving. I had another couple that came through and they used to live on a golf course, and now that golf course is being filled with homes, which is great that we've got new homes, but those people didn't want to have new homes built behind them. They wanted to live on a golf course. So they're moving. So what are the reasons people move? They move for all kinds of different reasons, and it's not always tied to the interest rate. Another thing that someone told me is, I said, well, how do you feel about the interest rates? Is that discouraging at all? She goes, no, not really. We've been looking for a home for about a year. And she said, interest rates have done nothing but go up over the last year. And she said, I don't want them to keep going up. And she said, we've just sort of resigned to the fact that we're going to have a 7% interest rate. That's just what we're going to have. And that's just the way it's going to be. And so people are coming to the terms with the fact that interest rates are never going to be 5% again. They're never going to be 4% again. They're likely to maybe be 5%, but it might not happen anytime soon, and they could go up. So they'd rather have 7% than 8%. So people are kind of seeing the writing on the wall. So a lot of the buyer sentiment that I'm seeing out and about, and just from people coming through the open house and people I'm talking to out in the world, is that the interest rates, while they're not really thrilled about them, they're okay with them, and they've come to terms with them, and they've accepted that this is our new reality. So we do have buyer demand still very much so a factor in our pricing. We still have homes selling for 100% or right around their list price. We're having multiple offers still in some cases. People have been saying bidding wars recently, and I don't really like that term. It's not really a bidding war, and we're not seeing bidding wars. That makes it sound so violent. It's more, we do have multiple offers, and you've got to be ready to bring your best offer. If your best offer isn't full price, then don't offer full price, but you better be okay with losing that house if you're not willing to pay a higher price, which is fine. You've got to just be able to have that sort of feeling in your gut or in your heart of what you are willing to pay for a house. Offer that price, and if you lose it, you lose it. That's kind of the attitude that I have with all of my buyers. Some other things that are happening in our real estate world are investors. We've got a lot of investors coming out realizing that when we have stress in the financial system, that creates opportunity in real estate. With interest rates going up, it is making it less affordable to own a home for a lot of lower income people who would maybe not want to be renters forever, but they can't qualify for a loan with the higher interest rates. So what that's doing is that's driving rent up, because we have people who are forced to be renters because they can't afford to buy with a 7% interest rate. So therefore, rents are continuing to go up. That's an opportunity for investors. So I have more and more of my clients, my friends, my family, people that I know coming to me and saying, hey, I think I want to put my money in real estate versus putting it in the stock market. It's a little bit more predictable. It's a little bit more control, something I have some control over. So I'm going to be putting my putting my investment money into real estate versus putting it in stocks and bonds. So we've got that happening as well. So a lot of real estate investors coming out of the woodwork, people wanting to get into their first investment property. I've got an inspection on Wednesday at a client's property that they're purchasing. It's their first investment. They're very excited about that. So we work with a lot of investors, a lot of people who want to grow their wealth. And we know the number one way to grow your wealth in this country is through real estate. So we have a number of different factors happening in the real estate industry right now. But the number one thing to keep in mind is that homes are still selling. Buyers are still buying. They are still getting homes that they are happy to get. It's all working. You just have to know how to navigate this market in a way that's going to get you to where you want to go and help you solve whatever real estate problem you're having, whether it's you don't like what's behind your house anymore, or you need your mother-in-law to move in with you, or your kids are moving out and you want to downsize, or you don't want to take care of your lawn anymore. There's all kinds of reasons why people move, and they're still moving. So real estate market is alive and well, and we're doing lots of business, and we're helping people move to their dream homes or solve their home problems every day. I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. Oh, and be sure to check my Facebook page. I just made a post about a featured client, Jeff Tasbier. He's one of my investor clients. He is a garbage man, and he's a millionaire. Listen to the podcast and hear his story about how he has grown his wealth using real estate as an investment. And it's such a great story. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. So please make sure you check that out as well. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.